Hey Gorilla family, you're here with me, Mr. B, your gaming gorilla, and you might notice that the lighting's a little bit different. I'm changing offices round so I can get new equipment in and things like that, and it's been a bit of a nightmare, to say the least. But what has been going on in my channel for the last few days? Who is a set of fantastic, amazing supporters? You are, and mwah, to the lot of you. I can't believe it. My channel has literally gone from 30 to 50 subscribers to 120 in just a few days. I can't believe it. That blows my mind. And you guarantee right now that I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing for videos for you, and coming right at you right now is the Crew 2 review. So without any further ado, put in all the bullshit. Wait. Stop right there. For anybody who watches this video to the end, there's a little bit of a surprise in there. A little bit of a pre-announcement for something that's coming on Friday. And if you're a Battlefield 5 fan, you might, or Battlefield fan should I say, you might want to stick around. So I was going to do it Friday. Screw it, I'm doing it today. So stick around to the end. Oh, this is going to be awesome. Well, let's roll. Let's roll. Okay, so you can't blame me for being a little bit excited. I am mega excited about the announcement that comes at the end. But that's for later. Right now, we need to get into the Crew 2. Now, the one thing I do when I make reviews is I have a look at what other people are saying. And I've got to say, there's one review that just absolutely infuriated me. And I'm not going to go into it, it's their opinion, and I respect their opinion. But to call the game rancid, no, this is rancid, that's rancid, and sure as shit, that's rancid. The game isn't rancid. It has its problems, but it isn't rancid. Now, what I'm going to do, I know I don't like this scoring out of 10 bollocks, but everyone seems to do it, and everybody seems to have this idea that it gives you an idea of what to score, but the minimum score seems to be 7 on every game, and that's what I hate about it. It's like the IGN thing, we're just going to give everything a 7 no matter how crap it is. So if I am going to do a scoring system, it's going to be done properly. And I'm just going to put points on and points off for things that I like and dislike. Simple as that. And at the end, we'll screw it. We'll work it out at the end, see what happens. So I'm going to talk about a few different aspects. Gameplay, graphics, sound. All the major reasons why you would want to buy or why you would play a game like the Crew 2. I'm going to try and chuck in some examples as well, you know, to get my points across and everything. So, the Crew 2. Let's bang into this. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the gameplay aspect of it. Now, there is good and bad, and I pointed this out in my beta review, which if you haven't seen, I'll put it up in the card, and then you can, you know, is it that side? Is it? No, it's that. One of the sides up there, there'll be a card to the beta review. Fucking thing. So, there are good and bad aspects to it that really do. I don't know. It makes me want to love the game, but in the same breath, makes me want to slap the shit out the developers. Let's talk about the good. The actual driving of the vehicles is phenomenal. The sense of when you build up speed, it actually has the ability to make you feel nauseous. Especially me. I have the reactions of a pissed up slug. I have said this before. So when you're driving at 150, 180, 200 miles an hour, everything just coming at you, and my brain's just going, I literally cannot filter all this. It giving you a headache and making you feel ill. And for a game to do that, I haven't felt that sense of speed ever since Need for Speed Underground back on the PlayStation 2. And it has a lot of similarities to that with the way the cars feel and drive. One of the things being, I hate track games. I'm not a Forza fan. No, track games. GT, the latest iteration of GT. I'm not a fan of that because I find them easy. And I'll tell you why I find them easy. All you have to do to get a good time is learn the track. That's it. Nothing else. Learn the track, learn how fast you can get around the corner, and eventually you'll just stuff it time and time and time again. With Street Racing in the Crew 2, and the same with Need for Speed Underground, it's a little bit different because you've got obstacles, and of course as well, decent AI NPC cars, which love to get in your way and smack you off the track. So there is things that give that thrill and that sense of speed, and that is a massive plus. So having said that, that applies to the cars. And in some degree, the bikes, I fucking hate the bikes. I think the motocross bikes are just irritating, and that is the nicest thing I can say about them. The planes, I love the planes, but they just feel sluggish. I mean, if you've watched any Red Bull Air Race, they will literally fly along and bang to the next bit. With these, it's more like a rather than a smack. And that's how it should. It should be snappy. Now, granted, I haven't fully leveled up a plane yet. It's a massive game. I've only had it a week, if that. So I haven't leveled up a plane. So maybe towards the full, once you hit the max stat, it might snap, but I doubt it, personally. And the bolts. The bolts are the bane of my life in this game. I think they are utter pointless. There are two types of bolts. There is the big F1 style and the little snappy ones. Now, the little snappy ones aren't too bad. They're actually quite quick and powerful. But the big ones, you might as well be racing fucking tugboats. I mean, seriously. Yes, they're quick-ish. The second they hit any sort of form of deep water, they revert to a tugboat, primarily. Bolts are just no. So, like I said, as far as gameplay, the cars, anything with 4 or 2 wheels, bang on. So I love them. Anything with a hull can burn in hell for me, and the planes need improvement, but they're good. I mean, you've probably seen some of my trick videos, which I've done. And the amount of comments I've gone, "Oh, Mr. B, you're amazing at that." Oh, no. If you saw the outtake videos and the 3 hours me trying to get that 30 seconds of footage, you'd realise I am shite at it. But I love it nonetheless. I tried to do a flyover trick thing over Washington, D.C., America's Mecca, and failed miserably, and I spent 2 hours trying to do it and crashed every single time, so I gave up in the end and swapped to San Francisco. Now, obviously, another aspect of the gameplay is playing how you want to play it. Now, this is where suspense of disbelief comes in. You can literally switch from car to plane to boat on the fly, and this is supposed to help with your free roaming, give you that sense of freedom. It also takes you completely out the immersion. When you're flying at 50,000 feet, or well, no, it's not that high, Mr. B, don't exaggerate. When you're flying at 5,000 feet and you all of a sudden turn into a boat, and I've done it, you can skydive with a boat. And you'd expect if you hit the water for it to just go boom, but no. you float down like fecking Mary Poppins. It's hilarious. You've got to try it. If you haven't done it in Crew 2 and you've got Crew 2, try it. Get up as high as you can, go to the ceiling of the game and swap to a boat. You can literally have a coffee while it's floating down. It's unreal. So yeah, there is that sense for it. I don't know. I'm not going to take any points off for that because I'm undecided whether it adds to the experience or takes away from it. I think it's quite neutral, so we're going to leave that one. Another bad point, but again, a point that I'm not going to take a point off for because there is an allowance, which I'll come to in a minute, is the crashing. Oh my God. Now, I talked about this in the beta review. If you haven't seen the beta review, I'll stick it on a card up there. Is it up there or is it up there? Where's that bloody card? There, up there. It's there now. That's the beta review. And basically, the crashing, I was hoping it was going to get fixed. When you hit something at 150, 200, 250, 300 mile an hour, especially in some of the drag racing cars, you literally just bounce off them like you're on one of those fairground bumper ride things. And oh, that's annoying, even for me. And I love arcade games, but that is annoying. I would rather watch my car disintegrate. Maybe if I'm having a penalty, you know, if you destroy your car so much, you've got to pay to replace it, or you've got to pay to fix it. And I think that would bring the immersion back into it a bit more and make you a bit more cautious while you're racing. I mean, some of the races I've literally used the walls of the track to get round because I know there's no real worry otherwise. It's not going to cost me anything, you know. It's not like I have to go and paint the car again. It's not like I'm going to get grounded off for good old father. You know, it is what it is, but I'm not going to take point off for it because it's an arcade game. It's not a simulator. I don't think it's meant to be like that. So I think that's just something, although I wish it was different, you just gotta accept. I mean, I've accepted it. It actually becomes quite comical now. I could literally do a montage Benny Hill type video to the crashes. It's unreal. In the planes and stuff, when you crash, it just resets. That's better. That's miles better. And in the cars as well, if you hit something fast enough, but you've got to be going 250, 200, it will reset you if you hit hard enough. But anything slower than that, and I mean even slightly so, you're still talking 170, 180, 190, you're just going to go boing, and it's a waste of time. But to be fair, they have that in the Crew 1 anyway, so it's not like... I just wish they'd have thought about that a little bit more, and that's where I get sort of frustrated with Ivory Tower a bit, because it's something they could have improved on, but they didn't. But what do I know? I'm not a developer. So that's the gameplay in a nutshell. Now, as far as things to do are concerned, there's a lot. There is a lot. The disciplines. Street racing, right, hang on, you've got categories of discipline. Street racing, freestyle, pro racing, and off-road. They're your categories of disciplines. Inside those categories, like in street racing, you've got street racing, drag racing, drifting, and things like that. So, there is, and inside each one of them, you've got 10 or 12 races, so there is a lot to do. The problem is, and this is something that I touched upon or thought about when I was playing the beta, the whole point of the game, yeah, is for you to be the best in the world at all disciplines. It's for you to get number one, okay? How does that translate into a crew game? It doesn't. I can't see it. Maybe someone can get into the comments and explain it to me. But if you're going to do that, explain this. So, I've got a team of friends who all of us have to become number one. What happens in a race? I'm going to come first because I'm the best of all my friends. You better... What do you mean? Look, I am the best of it! because of that, it means my friends are going to come second, third, fourth, and fifth. Well, second, third, fourth. So they're obviously not going to get those points. But yet they're trying to come first. It's not a game. The only way a crew can really work together is if you're free roaming. But again, what do you do when you're free roam? You find the activities, speed trap, escape. But it's whoever gets the best thing. So in the crew one, there was a real sense of you had to work together. I mean, you had the rally raid things where you was chasing down a target. You was literally riding across country, chasing down a target, bashing the shit out of it to try and blow it up. And 3 or 4 of you get together and try and hit it. And that was working together as a crew. In this, there's none of that. So it doesn't translate to a crew experience. In fact, I'd rather play it solo. And another. Now, I am going to give take a point off for this. No PvP. Now, I've told it's coming at the end of the year, but why haven't they brought it in at launch? PvP is a big aspect of the game, or it certainly was for the Crew 1. The fact that there's no PvP in there reduces the longevity of the game dramatically. And for me, that hasn't worked. Not having PvP right at the launch, they've messed up there. They've screwed up. They've dropped the ball a bit, and for that, there's a point coming off. Take it off. Try that again. Take it off. So, I don't know my left from right. So that's the gameplay pretty much covered. The next point, I'll be adding a few points to this one, and it's the graphics and the sound. The graphics at times in this game look beautiful. I mean, thoroughly stunning. There are times when I literally just sit back and go, wow. Truly wow. And the photo mode, I spent more time in photo mode than I have anything else. It's sort of ready-made thumbnails, and the graphics can blow your mind at times. On the reverse side of that, it can also make you go, what the hell are you playing at? For instance, you go into cockpit mode, you turn the wheel, yeah, and look at the arm. Low res. So low res, it's actually visibly pixelated. In a I've got bloody hairs in my mouth here. In a AAA game. On 1080p. Full HD. Pixelated. How is that right? That's a point off right there. So a point on for the good and a point off for the bad. You should never have anything pixelated in a AAA game. I know there are games with it, but if you've got a cockpit view with an arm that can do that, at least make the arm look as good as you bloody can do. That's just lazy. Lazy. Ivory Tower, what the hell were you playing at? I guarantee at some point that will get patched, and better graphics will come into it, as far as that's concerned. But you know what, thinking about it and putting it all into perspective, putting the beauty, because there are more times that make you go, wow, that is stunning. Then there are times you go, oh, that's ugly. So we're going to put 2 points. I tell you what, this is what we're going to do. 3 points on for the good parts of the graphics, because you've got the water, which looks amazing, the sunrise and sunsets, which look absolutely stunning, the different weathers from the snow to the rain and things like that, and the actual night and day cycle, which looks stunning. So we're going to put 3 points on for the good, but I'm also going to take 1 off for the bad in the graphics, which leads me on to the sound. Now, have a listen to this. This is beautiful. Let's roll footage. The sounds on some of the engines are amazing. Absolutely. I've got an Aston Martin V8 Vanquish, and that just sounds pucker. It's beautiful. I'm going to forgive the motocross, which pretty much sounds like an 8-bit sound once you get it to full revs. It's horrible. But then motorbikes sound horrible to me anyway, apart from the real sort of like Ducati 991s or whatever, or 9 Ducati 3 numbers. You know, apart from them, to me, all motorbikes just sound like me after a really bad curry. So I've never been on board motorbikes anyway. Harley Davidsons and the big, what do you call them, lazy boys? That's a fucking chair. But lazy riding, you know, the big ones with the handles, them I like, and the Harleys and the Ducati 3 numbers. Those I like. The motocross, which just sound pathetic. Trials bikes especially sound pathetic. I know there are some of you that like them. You put down that gun. Don't get triggered. I'm warning you. To me personally, I just hate them. I would rather listen to the sound of a Ferrari and an Aston and a Bugatti than I would a little pissy 966cc or whatever it is Yamaha. I'd rather listen to a Yamaha keyboard than the motocross, and that says everything. So now, judging on the sounds, again, I'm going to add a couple of points. But I'm also going to take one away for the motocross bikes. I was going to forgive it, I just can't. So to recap on graphics and sound, we've got a +2 and a +1 for sound. Okay? And a +1 for gameplay. So we're up to 4. It's reasonable. Bear in mind, to me, 5 is an average game. Then we have the overall experience, the fun factor. And this is what it all boils down to. Can you have fun in this game? Yes, with spades on. I have literally, every hour that I have spent in the crew, I have enjoyed. And the amount of times I've gone, babe, have you seen this? Or have you seen what I've just done here? And the amount of things I've shared about the crew too. You know, it's worth 3 or 4 points on its own. You know, yes, there are bad points, but there are a lot of good points too. And when you put all the good points together, it's a bloody fun time. However, and this is where we do a full emergency stop, I am the type of person who likes to grind for things. I love cars. I spent my whole life in the motor industry. Of course I'm going to love cars. I love racing. So to me, it's right down my street. If you're a World of Warcraft fan and only play those types of games and you're the type of person that goes out on your bicycle and flashes V's at drivers, you're not going to enjoy this. It's not for you. But then again, it would never appeal to you anyway, so I can't take points off of that. But I can put points on for the amount of fun that I've had. So overall, my overall experience, when you take graphics, sound, gameplay and fun factor, it comes out at a good but not brilliant 6 out of 10. And that's a fair assessment. It can improve. If there was PvP, it gets 7 out of 10, possibly even 8 depending on how good the PvP is and how fair the PvP is. But right now it hasn't got it, so we're going to stick with the 6. And I think, to be fair, that is the best. That is around about where it should be. Looking at everybody else as well. Those people who give this 8 and 9 out of 10, you're talking out of your arse. You, son, don't deserve to review. It's never been an 8 out of 10. Not right now, not in its current state. And it's never... I saw one geezer give it a 9.5. How can you give anything a half? 9.5 out of 10. You were paid to put that review. That is disgusting, son. Disgusting behaviour. But it is what it is. So 6 out of 10. So if I was you, I wouldn't pay full price for this right now. I would either wait until there's a major update, or wait till it's on sale, because I guarantee if you wait a couple of months just before Red Dead comes out or something like that, it's going to go on sale quickly, very quickly, which is pretty much what happened with Crew 1, if I remember correctly. So you'll get a cracking deal, which rounds up my Crew 2 review. So what else are we going to talk about? There's something. What the hell was it? That's what it was. Battlefield 5. Now, I'm going to talk about this more on Friday, but for now, we'll just give the big announcement. I love Battlefield. Well, I have a love and hate relationship with it, but I'm going to be covering Battlefield quite often, or especially the new Battlefield 5, to celebrate the release of this game. To one subscriber, to one person who is subscribed to my channel with the greatest of generosity, and I love my supporters, and I'm going to prove it right now. To one subscriber, I'm going to give a copy for the PS4, Xbox or PlayStation, a copy of Battlefield 5 for free. It will be, I will pick a winner 1 week before it's due to launch. I will order it to come to your address. It's obviously going to be UK based only. Sorry, I'm in tight arse. I don't like paying that much for postage, and I don't like paying in dollars either. So, and it's a nightmare. Or yen. I don't like paying in yen either. So, look, this is a UK based giveaway. So if you are based in the UK and you want a copy for free, subscribe to my channel. That's all from me, Mr. B. Ta-ta for now.